Halifax, Nova Scotia at the Truth Reconciliation Commission National event. There are many survivors here, including the Innu and Inuit from Labrador. They have not been recognized in the Indian Residential School Settlement Agreement, but are here to voice their experiences and have their story told.
Coming from Rigolet, an Inuit community in Labrador, and having gone at the age of 13 to the dormitory run by the International Rental Association, it distresses me to hear government say, despite the fact that your experiences were similar to that of the Indian residential schools, sorry, you don't count. Your grievances are not legitimate. You have to go to court to be heard.
My name is Sarah Anala, and I was born in Maine, Labrador. The message I want to bring is that I want the voice of Labrador Inuit survivors to be heard, to be acknowledged, and to be acted upon, because the trauma, the emotional and psychological trauma, the detachment from families, the severance from culture and identity was exactly the same as other survivors. The intent was the same. I heard the term kill the Indian in the child. In our case, it was kill the Eskimo in the savage.
Even though it wasn't directly the government of Canada that did it, I think they have a responsibility. So I think the first injustice was the fact that they did that. That they thought the best model was to send those kids away. I think the second and probably the greater injustice, and that's the issue I'd like to raise, is the fact that they won't acknowledge that.
Then you said it again 3 times. Then you finally gave out the answer, and then you wouldn't say. You said it in English. Do you understand? The younger had his hands on his desk, like I am now. He slams his palm. Did over and over about 15 minutes until we're out for lunch. I told my mother about it. I said, I saw this priest beat a little girl for nothing, just because she didn't know what the answer was. He said, maybe the girl did something wrong.
The priests had control of everything. Most people they would talk about, because I listened to the elders and whatnot, because they talk about the priest was actually the store manager, the teacher, the priest, the dentist, the doctor. So he had control of everything. People were terrified of him. If you didn't conform to his rules, you were beaten and you were humiliated in front of your community and your peers, in front of your own parents. The parents had no control. At that time, Indian children were coerced and moved and made to move to an Indian residential school, and they were not seen. But in our community, the parents were right there, and they could not even control the priests. They could not stop the abuse.
The impacts of the trauma are exactly the same. It was torture, it was torment, it was an attempt at cultural genocide, and it was because we are Aboriginal, the same as the First Nations and the Métis, were recognized as Aboriginal too. So the intent was the same for all Aboriginals, and the apology should apply to all